So this is exactly how my used 2014 Ram 1500 that I bought almost about a year, going on 2 years ago, is going to outlive majority of these newer trucks. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly what I'm going to do to make this truck outlive most of these newer trucks that they're coming out with right now. Guys, welcome back to another video. Happy Tuesday, man. I hope you guys having a wonderful day today. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys something that I know most people might think it's kind of like a joke or something like that, but this is all real like facts on exactly how you could be able to do the same thing. If you got an older generation Ram, I'm saying like fourth generation, around like fifth, maybe third generation, these are the things that you could do. Simply doing these things would like give your truck like a higher chance to be able to outlive most of these newer trucks. I'm telling you guys, most of these newer trucks that they coming out with 2025, 26 and up, like all you have to really do is not really rocket science. I'm going to be sharing with you guys that in this video today. But before we get into this, I want to say, guys, I appreciate the support on this channel. Definitely means a lot. Those who taking their time out their day watching me talking a lot on camera, you know, pretty much leaving the comments on my videos, liking it, definitely means a lot, man. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do me a huge favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, help support the channel. I would definitely appreciate it, man. So how am I going to make this truck much more reliable than a newer 2025 or 2026 truck? As you guys know, newer trucks, they come with a lot of fancy technology and stuff like that. Much more comfortable to drive in, ride and stuff. But here's the main thing that I personally think. These newer trucks might be nice, comfortable, very luxury, has a lot of luxury stuff on the inside. But the thing is, like I mentioned this before, they just don't build them like how they were built before. They're not building them like they're not building them like how they were built for you to use it as a work truck before, back in the days. They wasn't doing it for all comfort and stuff. A pickup truck back in the days, I know for a fact. When I mean back in the days, I'm not talking about 40, 50 years ago, because I'm not that old. But I'm saying like at least a good 10 years back, pickup trucks were like made for work. They wasn't made for you to sit in there and be comfortable, enjoying a ride and all that stuff. Nah, it wasn't. But here's exactly what I will start doing. If you plan on doing the same thing and you want to, you know, obviously you want to keep your truck. If you got a 2014, 13 and up or somewhere around there, you want to keep your truck as much more as reliable as you can. So you want to, what are some of the things that you need to focus on? Obviously, you need to focus on proactive maintenance, like high quality oil filter change, avoiding excessive idling, addressing like weak points like exhaust manifold bolts. These are things these trucks are known for. Pretty much like another thing I would say, considering an oil catch can, which I mentioned before, your truck don't have an oil catch can. You need to get one. Why you don't have one yet? High volume oil pump for better lubrication, reduce built up, plus tune the truck after you mod it, like things like that. So key maintenance, these are my key maintenance upgrades, right? These are the things that you want to focus on. That's going to put your truck a lot more ahead of these newer trucks, if that makes sense, like such as avoiding a lot of problems. Because you guys know, if you drive anything, car, truck, at the end of the day, they are machines. Things gonna wear out, things gonna break when they get to that point. So you wanna upgrade things. The key is for you to upgrade. If you upgrading a lot of things on your truck, 9 times out of 10, there's a 70-80% chance that your truck gonna outlive like a 2025 Ram 1500 26 you know, with less problem. When I mean outlive, I'm saying like having less problems, get into like 300,000 plus with not having too much issue and stuff like that. So first thing I would say, your oil and your filter. You want to use high grade synthetic oil. 5W30 is the most popular one and stuff like that, and a quality quality filter, my bad. Such as me, I just regularly use the Mopar filter, changing more like frequently 6K to 7.7K around there miles for better flow, especially with a especially when you frequently like let your truck idle, like, you know, around like now, like around this time now, like I come outside, start up the truck, let it idle for about a good 20 minutes, just so everything will warm up, temperature, everything will go up and stuff like that. So oil and your filter is key. It's the key for you to be able to get your truck to that point of you wanting it to go behind the lifespan and stuff like that, and having less problem. Next thing is the oil catch can. Oil catch can, I mentioned this, I talked about this yesterday. I'm going to be talking about it today again. Why do you really need an oil catch can? It prevents oil vapor from like fouling the intake manifold, reducing carbon buildups. Those are things that you don't want to have on your engine and stuff like that. So you want to spend $300. I think I spent somewhere around there. Get yourself an oil catch can. Pretty much you'll be good. That's all you need. Next thing was, I would say, exhaust manifold on these trucks are junk. Like, if you guys know, I mentioned this before, like this is something that a lot of people complain about. The exhaust manifold, the bolts, all that stuff. Replacing your stock manifold with long tube headers, with ARP bolts, to fix the common broken bolts issue and improve flow and stuff like that. Like, this is something that I'm planning on doing this ASAP for this truck, because I'm around that time where, you know, that issue can happen anytime. So I'm going to be going with some long tube headers for the truck. Not going to be going with the shorty headers. If you are upgrading your manifold, please get yourself some long tube headers. Do not try to go with some shorty headers, or don't try to get convinced to get some shorty headers, because really what it's going to be doing is just like you replacing your stock exhaust manifold and buying the same exact one and putting it back on there. So you don't want to do that. Next thing is a high volume oil pump. A preventive high volume oil pump. What it really does is preventive upgrade like this. Increase oil flow at idle, pretty much. Help the MDS system and lifters and stuff like that. But that's one thing I want to touch up on, the MDS system. Like, this is something too I am planning on deleting that on this truck. I would highly suggest, if you don't have the funds to get them deleted, save up. Definitely do it. If in the long run you plan on keeping your truck for a couple years, do it before it become a problem. That's all I can tell you guys. Next thing would be your drivetrain fluids. Keep your transmission and differential fluids fresh, especially if you are towing a lot. If you tow on side, I don't tow with my truck. I do have to get my differential fluid on this truck change out. But if you tow a lot, these are things that goes hand in hand. Definitely want to make sure you do. Next thing is going to be spark plug. Change every, I think 60,000 miles, somewhere around that, like as a preventive care. Spark plugs, definitely want to do like some kind of OEM or high grade spark plugs and stuff like that, good ones. Last but not least, going to be core air intake. You want to improve your airflow to your engine, which is something I've done. I got the air brake core air intake on this truck, and so far everything been nice, smooth, and good and stuff like that. Last but not least, I'm gonna have to say your driving habits does play a role too, guys. Your driving habit, excessive idling, stressing the oil pump can lead to lifter issue. So turn the engine off if you stop for over like a minute or something. If you're gonna be somewhere for a while, just turn your engine off instead of you letting your engine idle for a while and stuff like that. Smooth acceleration, saving fuel and reduce strain and stuff like that. You don't want to be too heavy on your pedal. I get it, every now and then I do the same thing, but once you're doing that every now and then, you'll be fine though. But these are all the things that really will help you like keep your truck like living longer than most of these newer trucks that they come out with now, because these newer trucks are not meant for reliability. They made them for comfort, just for comfort and looks and stuff like that. But I'm about to pause there real quick, guys. I gotta head back into work. real quick after my break. So once I see you guys in like a couple hours, so I'll see you guys in about a couple hours. Peace. Boys and girls, I am back out of work. We're gonna get back into talking about how my 2014, if you got a 2014 Ram or if you got a Ram in general, what do you got to really do to make it like so the topic of this video was pretty much how this truck is going to outlast handful, like pretty much these newer trucks. And the reason behind this, right, don't let this go over your head by me saying that. The reason being, right, what I'm trying to say is, the fact is, if you guys know, the newer pickup trucks in general nowadays is not as reliable as they were before. And I'm talking about, I'm not gonna say every single one of them, but majority of them, they're not really as reliable as they were before back then, you know. So now it's like, what I'm really gonna do with my 2014 Ram that's gonna make it last to see 300,000 plus miles. Most of these trucks are not going to be able to see that because they just not built like that, you know. They just not built like that because they're gonna come with, you know, like the newer trucks now, they all fancy, nice looking and stuff, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, reliability is what I feel like most of them are missing. And you could, don't get me wrong, you could find yourself a brand new, depending, it could be diesel and stuff like that, but for you to find a pickup truck nowadays, buying a brand new truck and likely not having any kind of issue, like such as recall or having some kind of something breaking on it to where it's gonna cost you like a lot of money. That's the thing too. When you buy new, these newer trucks, they come with high maintenance. Most of the time, you know, most people probably, if you paying on them, you can't afford to pay for maintenance most of the time. And don't get me wrong, you might have warranty on it, but sometimes it depends too. Your warranty might cover certain things, and that's the case. Some people sometimes will end up trying to return their vehicle or probably get a repo and stuff like that. But what I'm really gonna be doing with this truck, guys, like I break it down to you guys earlier, is really not rocket science. I feel like anybody, if you have like a Ram 1500 in general, I feel like any car, truck, at the end of the day, the key for you to really having it like to be as reliable, you have to upgrade a lot of parts, especially if you got like an older vehicle. Like my truck is a 4th generation Ram. It's old, but it's not like, you know, old, but I'm saying like more so like all of the parts on this truck I'm planning on upgrading anyway. I'm talking about doing a swap on this truck, planning on suspension, pretty much like the whole 9 yards and stuff like that. That's what I'm planning on doing with this truck. So that's why when I make the statement that this truck is going to outlast 90% of these newer trucks in 2025 is because I'm saying that obviously I'm going to be changing up a lot of things on my truck and pretty much going to have a lot of upgraded parts. So the chance of it lasting to see over 300,000 plus miles is very, very likely to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Why? Because I'm deciding to upgrade a lot of parts on my truck. Any kind of car, truck, at the end of the day, you do have. I do believe if you are planning on keeping it for a long time, all you have to do really is just like, if you really want to keep it for a long time, obviously it's going to cost you money, but you just gotta really, I will say, you know, change up a lot of parts, drop some money, spend some money on it. That way that car could become very, very like a brand new car, truck at the end of the day. But don't get me wrong, if I wasn't going to change up if my plan is not to change up a ton of parts on this truck, I'm not saying that it's not going to be able to be reliable enough to see 300,000 miles. I most definitely believe with me just doing just an oil change, taking care of this truck, like regular maintenance, most definitely could see 300,000 plus miles. Very, very easy, super easy. But you guys, it's not rocket science at the end of the day. If you take care of your vehicle, your car, truck, at the end of the day, you'll be fine. But I'm out to end this video, guys. I appreciate you guys for taking your time out and clicking on this video. It definitely means a lot. Do me a favor if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, peace out.